problem.
So by plenary tomorrow, we can either approve or whatever the recommendation.
Noted, Right Honorable.
Thank you. The next message from the Governor of Oyo State, Office of the Governor of Oyo State, to the Right Honorable Speaker, Oyo State House of Assembly, Parliament Building Complex, Secretariat, Ibadan. Title: Oyo State Taxes and Levies Approved List for Collection Bill 2026. I have the pleasure to extend my warmest greetings to the Right Honorable Speaker and by extension to the members of Oyo State House of Assembly to align with the national policy goal of achieving a single-digit tax system aimed at improving the ease of doing business within the state. This administration has decided to enact a bill titled Oyo State Taxes and Levies Approved List for Collection Bill 2026. In view of the above, I hereby present to the Right Honorable Speaker and other honorable members of the House the Executive Council extracts of the Oyo State Taxes and Levies Approved List for Collection Bill 2026 for consideration and passage into law. While waiting for your prompt action of my request, please accept the assurances of my highest regard, signed by the Executive Governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde. And I believe it is important that for the commissioner designates, they are to submit their CVs before 9 a.m. tomorrow morning so that the committee can work on their CVs. Lastly, message from the governor to the Right Honorable Speaker, Oyo State House of Assembly, Parliament Building Complex, Secretariat, Ibadan. Title: Issuance of 200 billion naira Oyo State Infrastructural Bond. It is my pleasure to extend warm greetings to your Right Honorable Speaker and members of Oyo State House of Assembly in our efforts to sustain economic growth and improve service delivery service delivery. This administration has decided to raise 200 billion naira bond, infrastructure bond, from the capital markets for the refinancing of the state's short-term loans towards financing the ongoing infrastructural projects in the state. Based on the above, I hereby present to the Right Honorable Speaker and the honorable members of the House the Executive Council extracts on the issuance of 200 billion naira Oyo State Infrastructure Bond for deliberation and concurrence. While thanking you for your kind consideration of my request, please accept the assurances of my highest regard. I also want to use this opportunity to shed more light on this by reading some parts of the ESCO extract. One, the Council noted that that His Excellency the Executive Governor approved the issuance of 200 billion infrastructure bond for the capital market for the refinancing of the state's short-term loans meant for financing the ongoing infrastructural projects in the state. These short-term loans include commercial bank loans, contractor financing arrangements, overdraft facilities, treasury single account advances, and federal government intervention facilities. Secondly, two, that this request was imperative because of the current structure of these short-term obligations creates significant fiscal pressure through high refinancing risk, evaluated interest costs, and compressed cash flow that limits the state's capacity to execute new capital projects and fund recurrent services. Refinancing these obligations into a long-dated bond instrument will fundamentally restructure the state's debt profile, reducing annual debt service costs, and restore fiscal headroom. Third, Now, the existing short-term obligation carry weighted average interest rate of 22 to 26% per annum against the proposed bond of an average fixed interest rate of 17 to 19% per annum, as well as maximum of 2.35 one-off fee of the bond issuance. The bond, when issued, is expected to save the state government an estimated annual interest repayment of approximately 10 to 14 billion naira. These interest savings can be redirected to capital development and social expenditure. Moving on. It also states that the following activities would be undertaken by the states before the issuance of the proposed bond. The approval of His Excellency the Executive Governor of the issuance for the issuance of the bond, 1. Secondly, the approval of the Executive Council authorizing the issuance of the bond. 3. The resolution of the Oyo State House of Assembly authorizing the issuance of the bond by the state government. 4. The appointment of issuing house and trustees. 5. Credit ratings of the finances of the state by local and international rating agencies, as well as local rating of the project to be financed by the proposed bond. 6. Approval of the Debt Management Office, Abuja, for the issuance of the bond and guarantee for the loan, that is, the irrevocable standing payment order. 7. Preparation of trust deed and bond documentation. 8. Registration and approval for the issuance of the bond by the Security and Exchange Commission. 9. Roadshow and book building. 10. Bond issuance, allotments and listing. And lastly, 11. Disbursements and refinancing of the existing short-term obligation. So the prayers of the council is they humbly prayed to consider and approve the issuance of 200 billion naira infrastructure bond for the capital market for the refinancing of the short-term loan meant for financing the ongoing infrastructure projects of the state. And then the work plan is what I've just also mentioned in the 11 steps that the state executive intend to go through. Comments on this request? The Chief Whip. Oh, okay. The leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. See everybody listening attentively while you are reading the executive request on the 200 billion loan.
No, the 200 billion bond.
Sorry. What? Without any hesitation, it is a known fact that many physical projects are ongoing in the state, that everybody can testify to that the state government is working positively very well. The state is moving toward the right direction. And we know everything like this: construction of roads, construction of bridges, improving our schools to standard, provision of health facility across board, economic expansion, infrastructural development. All these things require fund. And the money that is coming from the national body is limited. It's even not enough to pay the salary. And what we are getting, of course, the IGR is increasing on a daily basis, but it's not even enough to fund all these ongoing projects. And they're facing the reality that the present administration has a very limited period before it will wind up. There is nothing any sane government will do rather than to look for another source to fund all these ongoing projects if you don't want to have an abandoned project. So I want to appeal to the honorable colleague that without any hurdle, we've all listened to all the area this fund will be directed to. The only thing I want to add to it is that the House Committee on Public Work should be on top of the game, and they should scrutinize and supervise all the projects very well, so that they will be up to the standard as we have been witnessing since the inception of this administration. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, I want to move that the request from the executive be granted by this assembly without any further ado. Distinguished colleague, I so submit.
Chief Whip.
Thank you, the Right Honorable colleagues. I want to appreciate the leader of the House for the brief submission on the request of the executive. I only need to make a little clarification, at least to the public. This is not loan. It's not loan per se. Yes, not loan. You see, going by the extract of the executive, all the ongoing projects in the state were being financed by commercial bank and contractor finance projects. Now the executive are winding up. They don't want to hold any commercial bank any debt. And at the same time, they don't want to leave any project as an abandoned project. They now weigh their options. The options and the reason why they are going for this bond is because of the lesser interest that is quite different from that of the commercial banks. They want to settle, they want to do away with all commercial banks and face this bond so that they will have full concentration and project will be completed before the expiration of this tenure. So that is just the simple analysis of it. And if you carefully read the letter, Mr. Speaker, you will see that the executive has had a gain from the interest, almost 40%, I think, or 7% gain, 14 billion gain. So they want to do away with commercial bank and face the contractor and this bond. So on this note, Mr. Speaker, I just want to align myself with the leader, and I second the motion that the executive should go ahead.
The aspect that he was talking about, I'll read again for clarity. It says on the council extract, on the third point, they said that the existing short-term obligations carry a weighted average interest rate of 22 to 26%. We know that commercial bank interest rates now are above 26%, even for that matter. I know that's per annum against the proposed bond on the average of fixed interest of 17%. And it also goes on to say that the bond, when issued, expected to save the state government an estimated annual interest repayment of approximately 14 billion. So I believe that it is in order and it is in the interest of the state and the interest of the projects being mentioned. Just for information's sake, I'll just mention the projects that are being financed. Senator Rashid Ladoja Circular Road, construction of Ogbomosho Iseyin Road, education, school infrastructure, Subeb and Tescom, remodeling of government house and auxiliary facilities, upgrade of Samuel Ladoke Akitola International Airport, Alakia and environs, light-up project, reconstruction of Ojo Interchange to Akinyele Interchange, amongst other projects. That being said, a motion has been moved and seconded. Those in favor that the House do approve the issuance of 200 billion naira Oyo State infrastructure bond, say aye.
Aye.
Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. That's it for the message from the governor. Next item. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague. Next item on the order of the day paper is other announcement by Mr. Speaker.
There's an announcement. This is to inform the distinguished honorable members of the Committee on Land, Housing and Survey that there will be a meeting with officials of Ministry of Land, Housing and Urban Development, Oyo State Housing Corporation and Oyo State New Town and Cities Development Authority at room 110, Kakos Room, Old Office Complex, House of Assembly on Thursday, 4th June 2026 by 11 a.m. That is tomorrow by 11 a.m. The unlisted honorable members should please take note and attend punctually. Honorable O. Okwanide, Honorable S. Onolapo, Honorable B.G. Adebayo, Honorable O. Tikende, Honorable Mrs. O.C. Olajide, and Honorable O.A. Omikule, signed by the Chairman of the Committee, Honorable B.O. Adiola. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, next item on the order of the power is petition.
No petitions.
Next item is matter of urgent public importance.
I believe there's a matter of urgent public importance.
There is one.
Matter of urgent public importance. Please switch on your mic.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, Honorable Ogundele Johnson Akintola, popularly known as Oja, Honorable Representative Orire State Constituency. Matter of public importance. Urgent need for the executive arms of government through its security architecture to proactively nip in the bud the spec and the recurring bandit attacks on Orire community since the beginning of the year 2026, and to intensify rescue and manhunt operations to secure the release of the adoptees of the recent attacks on Esiele Oyo and Yawata communities on Friday, 15 May 2026 by the bandits and restore normalcy to the affected communities. Honorable J. Ogundele Orire, the House, note with griefs and heavy hearts the recent attack on Esiele Oyo and Yawata communities in Orire local government area of Oyo State, which occurred at 9 a.m. on Friday, 15 May 2026, during school hours. The attack can be described as a coordinated assault by some armed bandits who invaded the communities and launched a major attack on Community High School, Esiele Oyo, and Baptist Nursery and Primary School, as well as LA Primary School, Yawata. It was reported that the armed men on motorcycle invaded the communities simultaneously, shooting sporadically in the early hours of Friday. Regrettably, Mr. Joy Adesiyan, a primary school teacher in Esiele Oyo, and one student lost their life to this unfortunate incident, while Mrs. Rachel Alamu, the principal of Community High School, and about 36 students, pupils, and 7 teachers from 3 schools were reportedly adopted. It was equally gathered that the armed hoodlums killed an Okada rider who resisted them and the bandits stole the adopted principal car before setting it ablaze along a forest path. Further note that Ore local government area has been witnessing a spike in the bandit attacks in January 2026. On 6 January 2026, bandits attacked the National Park Service Office at Oloka village, killing 5 forest guides. Despite threat note dropped earlier by the bandits in Ikoyi, alerting the community of their impending return in no distant time. Through the effort of state government and other security agencies in the state, observe that the recent attack has caused serious fear and anxiety within the affected and neighboring communities, while urging parents, teachers, and entire community to remain calm and be prayerful at all times to support the rescue effort of the state government in collaboration with security agencies to secure the safe release of the adoptees. Resolved that 1. His Excellency Governor Seyi Makinde B. A. Commended for his proactive leadership and security consciousness in the deployment of tactical security team and rescue operations and his recent visits, along with other government officials to Esienle Oyo and Yawota, communities in the Ori local government and adjoining communities over recent attack of schools by armed bandits. B. Eulogized for fulfillment of his promises to donate 5 million naira each to the family of 5 forest guides and others that lost their life to bandit attack at the National Park Service Office at Oloka Village, Ore local government on 6 January 2026. C. Urge to intensify efforts toward providing logistics and other infrastructure for the establishment of a permanent military base within and around communities prone to bandit attacks and forest corridors in the Orire local government and adjoining neighboring local governments in order to prevent recurring bandit attack incidents. D. Urge to increase mobilization of security agencies with all necessary support and logistics to secure the release of all adoptees of 15 May 2026 and to equally compensate the families of those who lost their life and properties to the barbaric attacks. 2. The federal government of Nigeria, through the Federal Ministry of Defense and other relevant federal agencies, be urged to expedite action toward establishing a permanent military base within Ori local government to combat and avert future occurrences of such attacks. 3rd, the Oyo State Police Command, Nigeria Army, Oyo State Security Network Agency, Amatekun Corps, and local hunters be commended for their efforts, proactiveness, tactical, and intelligent operations deployed so far in securing the release of teachers and students abducted by bandits on Friday, 15 May 2026. 4th, the executive arms of government be urged through the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to A. In collaboration with the Universal Basic Education Board, SUPEB, to immediately conduct a security audit of all schools located close to forest corridors and rural borders, settlements in Ori local government and other vulnerable areas across the state. B. To expedite the installation of solar power security light, CCTV cameras, and perimeter fencing in all public schools in Ori local government, starting with Community High School, Esienle Oyo, and LA Primary School, Yawota. C. to develop and implement a safe school emergency response protocol for all public and private schools in the state, including regular drill emergency contact line and community-based security watch team. Fifth, the executive arms of government and Oyo State Emergency Management Agency, OSEMA, be urged to provide immediate psycho-social support, trauma counseling, and relief material to the families of the deceased, the injured, and the traumatized students, pupils, and teachers affected by 15 May 2026 attack. 6. The executive arms of government, through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, be urged to enjoin traditional rulers, community leaders, and the chairman of the local government to strengthen community policing and intelligence gathering, and to work closely with Amotekun Corps, local hunters, and other security agencies to monitor forest corridors and report suspicious movement promptly. Lastly, the Committee on Security and Strategy to carry out an oversight visit to Orire local government to assess the security situation, engage stakeholders, and report back to the House with recommendation for urgent legislative intervention. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to submit. Thank you.
The leader.
Mr. Speaker, this is my colleague. In reference to the matter of urgent public importance, moved by Honorable Gundele from Orire, permit me to move a point of order. And my point of order, Mr. Speaker, is to suspend Order 8 Rule 46.3 of Oyo State House Rule in order for this Honorable House to entertain debate, comment, and the additional resolution in the matter of urgent public importance as moved by Honorable Gundele. Distinguished colleague, I so submit.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I write to second the motion as moved by the leader of the House.
Those in favor that Order 846.3 be suspended in order for us to deliberate on the matter of urgent public importance, say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Permit me to commend my dear colleague and brother, Honorable Gundele. I want to second the motion. So permit me to commend and appreciate him for coming up with this matter of urgent public importance. And I want to rise to second the motion as moved by him, sir. Having seconded the motion, Mr. Speaker, permit me to lend my voice to the motion, sir. Mr. Speaker, we are all witness to what happened at Orire local government. It's not an incident that has to do with Orire local government, but that touches the life of every Nigerian in one way or the other. Whether you are a male or female, everybody feel concerned. And at this juncture, a lot has been said. The governor has took a prompt action. The federal government has equally made their own impact. But what I believe should be done at this juncture is that it is a night time the issue of state police should be allowed to stay. I want to use this avenue to appeal to the federal government and our colleague in National Assembly to set aside political consideration and all the encumbrance that has been working against having the state police in our various states should be set aside, and the machinery should be set in motion in order for Nigerian, our various states, to have our home various state police that we understand our terrain and the topography. What happened at Orire is an eyesore. Even when the military people came from Abuja, they could not navigate the forest until they collaborated with local vigilante and our own Amotekun. because they understand the terrain. They were the one that were showing them where to go, how to move. Of course, because of the nature of that attack, simply because those miscreants, they are using the kidnapped people as their seed. It was not as if they don't even know where they are. At first, they knew where they were through the effort of the local vigilante and the Amatekun. But in order not to injure the people that were kidnapped, that was why it took them a lot of caution and a cautious approach in order not to lose more than what we gain. But if we have our own local people that are manning all those places, the results or the experience will be different. So I want to appeal to this honorable house that a resolution should be sent to the presidency and the National Assembly